Hi friends, Namaskara. Swagatam, Suswagatam. Kemcho, Majama. Jai Hind. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel Net Worth Riches. Now this channel is all about increasing your net worth by giving you sustainable ways and techniques to make, invest and grow your money and have good decision making skills for sustainable happiness and peace. In my previous video, I explained how Bitcoin was the best performing asset over the last 10 years. Yes, it was a volatile asset, but if you had Bitcoin as part of your portfolio, it would have increased your net worth several bounds. I also explained how Bitcoin was a decentralized payment system, how many people in poor countries who didn't have access to bank accounts used Bitcoins to buy and sell goods and services. They used Bitcoin to transact all the daily requirements that they needed. Today, I will explain to you how Bitcoin works. I will explain the technological aspects of Bitcoin so that you understand Bitcoin, you understand how it works, and you can make an informed and educated choice. Now, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a public ledger. Now, what is a ledger? We all maintain ledger for our accounts. A shopkeeper maintains ledger to record all the goods and services, to record all the goods that he buys and sells. Similarly, a housewife maintains a ledger for all the household expenses. Similarly, Bitcoin is a public ledger which records all the transaction and stores it on the blockchain. Blockchain is a technology which stores all the data, and this data cannot be manipulated. Now, for any transaction, there are always two parties involved, a buyer and a seller. Now, in case of Bitcoin, if you're looking at it from an investment point of view, there is a person who sells the Bitcoin and there is a person who buys the Bitcoin. If you're looking at it from the decentralized payment mode, there is one person who sends the Bitcoin and there is another person who receives the Bitcoin. Now, whenever Bitcoin is involved, there is a third party involved. This third party acts as an umpire or a referee. He simply verifies the transaction. The Bitcoin miner just verifies whether the seller has the Bitcoin in his account and makes sure that that Bitcoin is transferred to the account of the buyer. That's the job of the gold miner. Now, we've heard about gold mines and gold miners. Now, what does a miner do? A miner goes into this physical gold mine under the earth, mines for gold and brings it to the surface. Now, if I have to give you a similar example, a Bitcoin mine would be a huge building with a lot of computers, with a lot of servers, with a lot of hardware that goes ahead and solves complex mathematical equations. So now the job of the Bitcoin miner is to verify whether the seller firstly has the Bitcoin in his account, and next he has to go and make sure that this Bitcoin that he has goes to the buyer's account, to the account that is mentioned. Now, for this entire process to take place, the Bitcoin miner has to solve a very complex mathematical equation. It's so complex that there are crores and millions, maybe billions permutations and combinations that have to take place. And once this Bitcoin miner solves this equation, he gets a very unique variable. Now, this unique variable that the Bitcoin miner gets after solving all these complex mathematical equations, it goes ahead and it is stored on the blockchain as one block. Now, the buyer receives the Bitcoin, his account is credited, the seller's account is debited, and a block is created on the blockchain. So now you'll ask, what does the miner get for all this? For all this, the reward of the Bitcoin miner is 1 Bitcoin. So yes, this is how the technology of Bitcoin works. And it doesn't work like how a monetary system works. Our monetary system works on trust. We trust the government. But the Bitcoin works on math. We know that 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 cannot be 3. 1 plus 1 cannot be 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this entire system of Bitcoin is pristine. No one can manipulate it. Now, if the politicians want to manipulate it, they cannot, nor any religious cults can go ahead, nor a rich person like an Ambani or Adani, just to give you examples so that you understand, can go ahead and manipulate this Bitcoin. So in a way, it is unmanipulable. I don't know, I'm not getting the proper word. You cannot manipulate this asset. So it is a hard asset. At the same time, there is a lot of investment that is required by these Bitcoin miners for setting up the buildings, the computers, the hardware, the servers, and it takes a lot of energy. So at the same time, it's not like the government that it prints money out of thin air. There is a lot of energy that is being used to produce Bitcoin. So you can consider Bitcoin to be a hard asset as well. So now you know the different aspects. You know the investment side, you know the technological side, you know that Bitcoin is also a hard asset. So from here, you can make an informed choice as to whether you want to invest into Bitcoin or not. But a big disclaimer, before investing into such exotic assets, please make sure that you have a strong foundation, a strong base, because from there is where you can build your portfolio. But definitely, if you keep some amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio, someday it will give you asymmetric returns. A regular person, if he goes ahead and invests Bitcoin for 4 years or more, he definitely makes money. That is what the trend shows. That is what the data shows over the past 10 years. So go ahead, invest a little money that you can afford to lose, and over the long term, this will definitely give your net worth asymmetric returns. If you like what I'm saying, if you relate to what I'm saying, kindly smash the like button below. So this will go ahead and motivate me to bring you more such content about hard assets, about assets like Bitcoin, which will help you to make, invest, and grow your money. Because I believe that everything that we've been taught about money is wrong. Thank you.